almost there. No way. What is this? You're tuned in to the Eyes Open podcast, where secrets aren't safe and we see it all.
Well, I hope everybody had an eventful weekend, and last week was a very eventful week. A lot has been going on. I actually got to get out this weekend and check out the new Spider-Man movie. Wife and kid wanted to go see it, so I figured let's go check it out. And there was something I noticed, and I know I'm not the only one that's noticing this. It was even in the previews for this movie before the actual movie came on. Now, there was another movie, it was a kids movie nonetheless, that they were promoting for. I forget what the name of it was. But it was showing like, well, technically every movie that played before this movie came on was demonic. It was wild. The new Insidious movie they have coming out, there was a ton of different movies they were showing. They were all demonic. Even the kids movie that they were putting out was demonic. It was a kids cartoon, and it was demonic. What the nature of what the movie was about, and was playing like secular. I think it was Doja Cat or somebody. It was playing like some rap person's music to it, and it's like geared towards kids. So I'm like, it's just wild seeing this. But the point I'm making is with this. Now, I'm not going to put any spoilers out there for the movie. I'm not the type to do that because I know there's some people want to go see it. So I'm going to, in a general sense, talk about the movie without giving away, spoiling it for anybody that wants to go see it. Because it was an okay movie. I personally, I haven't seen I'm not into the newer Spider-Mans. I've seen the Tobey Maguire ones. I don't go to a ton of, I'm just not into like superhero movies that much, to be honest with you. Back in the day, I watched them more. The only, well, it's not even a superhero, but he was in the movie. That's why I wanted to see it too, honestly, was because of the Punisher. And what I noticed about this movie, you guys will, that go see it will see this. So without giving it away, there was you could see this right in the previews. There was a mind control aspect to the movie. Okay. And I don't want to go into the character that was, perpetrating this, but what had happened was he was told in the movie, he was like, oh, is this mind control? And the character told him, said, no, it's more like possession, like a demon. And in the movie, Spider-Man, his eyes at points would turn completely black, like how you'd see somebody who's demonically possessed. And I found that interesting because I'm like, why even in Spider-Man they're talking about demonic possession instead of just saying, oh yeah, it's mind control. And even when you watch the movie and see the premise of the movie, it really had nothing to do with that. So I don't know why they had to throw that in there. But the point being made here is, why is everything, I don't care if it's pop music, I don't care if it's a child's movie, I don't care what it is, why is everything demonic these days? Everything. Back in the day, I've talked about this in the past, back in the day it was just the rock musicians, the satanic panic, it was stuff like that, it was just those people. Now it seems like everything is demonic and dark, to the point I'm truly scared for those people that don't see it at this point. If you don't see how demonic this world is and dark at this point, and that God is real, the devil is real, and he is at work all the time trying to deceive people, then unfortunately you're just going to stay lost. There's no hope for these kinds of people. I mean, it goes for the big thing I notice as well is this. Usually what intelligent people do is you believe what you believe until conflicting information comes along that goes against what you'd believe. Then you take in new information. You take that new information and you restructure your mindset based on said new information. People are not doing that. People would rather die in ignorance than admit that they're wrong at all, ever. I've been wrong on lots of stuff. I'll admit if I'm wrong. If I put something out there and it doesn't become true, which, I've never claimed to be a prophet. I've never claimed to be a psychic. I've never claimed to be any of that. I simply see the world around me. And as much as you say this, it's crazy. People still don't get it. I could say it a million times over and people still will not get it. I'm not telling anybody I'm predicting anything. I'm going based off the information that comes in. And by doing that, there's people out here that these so-called truthers that are telling you guys complete and total lies, and people still follow these people. These people are absolute frauds, and you guys still follow them. But see, I wear being hated as a badge of honor, because the Bible says you will be hated for Jesus' name. You won't be loved. People are not going to love you. You will have people, I'm sure, that love you. Jesus had people that loved him. But you will get a lot of hate. And man, I get a lot of hate for the stuff I speak. Whether it's about religion from non-religious people, whether it's about Trump, whether it's about whatever. People just cannot stand the truth. And in a world full of lies, speaking the truth gets you hated. The real truth. Because I see people out here even that are acting like they're real truthers. They can read between the lines, but they're over here listening to people like Andrew Tate. They actually believe that guy is a truther, and it's a joke. It's laughable. And I mean, the amount of idiocracy that's running around in this world at this point is just laughable. And the thing is this, okay? You have to look at what you're doing in this world, I believe. Take a real hard look at it. I don't care if, and I've told you guys this, I don't care if I came into $100 million tomorrow. I'd still be sitting right here in this seat come next podcast, and I'd still be talking to you guys, and I'd still be exposing the darkness to you guys. I told you guys off jump. It's never been about the money. I don't need the money. Okay? People don't get that. They think a lot of us are out here doing clickbait and we're trying to make a bunch of money off this stuff. I make money off of content, but it's not about the money. I don't care. I really, truly do not care. Do you know how badly I get throttled on multiple platforms and they hold me back? It happens all the time. They're doing it right now. Why do you guys think my numbers were blasting and then now they get, pushed back? Is because they're throttling me. And that was for some real dumb reasons. My page blew up so fast a few months back, Facebook actually labeled it as false engagement. It was aggravating. I had to hit up Meta and jump through a million hoops to get them to finally remove that off of my page. It's crazy. But as I explained, like with the TikTok, I'm back on there, and honestly, I'm not going to be posting that much on TikTok. I'm going to post like clips and stuff from the episodes I do like this, but I'm not really going to be on TikTok as much anymore because they're just looking for an excuse to pull my page down. And this time, I'm just going to use it to post clips from the show, but other than that, I'm not going to be on really TikTok that much. But it's just troubling, man. I'll be honest with you guys. It's troubling the world we're living in right now. You're seeing all types of stuff going on. Last week, a very crazy thing was the video of that kid in Idaho that was shooting up the In-N-Out burger over there in Idaho. And when I see stuff like that going on, all it reminds me of is when the Bible says it will be like in the days of Noah. That's what I see. That's what comes to mind when I think of that. Because what I think of in the days of Noah, one of the big things is the overflowing of violence. It's become so violent out here in this world, and people are angry and violent. Okay? They can't simply disagree with you and move on. No, they morph into some super violent people. And at this point, it's turning good people into violent people because they have to respond with violence in order to protect themselves. It's a very scary type of landscape that we're living in right now, especially for kids to be living in. And that's what it is. I mean, I've seen this world. I'll put it this way. That's why I started this podcast in the first place, back pre 2020 C event, before stuff really started to get weird. I started this podcast because I was seeing so much darkness behind the scenes going around these circles of these people that you guys only see on TV, and really seeing what these people have to do to get to where they're at. When darkness was just too overwhelming, and seeing all these people believing a lie was so frustrating that I was like, I have to do my part. I have to do something about it. I have to raise awareness in some sort of way. So I started this podcast, and like I said, I will continue to show up no matter what. As long as I'm breathing, I'm showing up, I'm getting in the studio, I'm doing the show. And the people that have been out there that have supported thus far, you guys need to know I truly have much love for you guys. Even the people that hate, they can hate all they want. I really don't care. It doesn't matter to me. You got to have thick skin to be an influencer, because people out here are just vile. And honestly, a lot of what I see online now too as well is a lot of Israeli bots are on all these different platforms, and they're trying to stir up reactions out of content creators, out of people. And if somebody disagrees, I'll disagree with them, or I might even run my mouth to somebody in comments. It comes with the territory. But if people really get stupid and try to dissuade people or try to lie to people on my page, I will remove you off my page. Trust me, the block button's getting mad exercise these days. It's just I don't have tolerance for any BS anymore. I used to, but I really don't. And I know we are closer to Jesus's return because the deception is so rampant in this world, to the point pointing out deception has people literally telling me, "Oh, you call yourself a Christian and you're doing that and that." You guys need to go read Ephesians again, okay? Specifically chapter 5. We are supposed to expose evil. Okay? It's what Jesus called us to do, is expose evil. What do you think Jesus did? You realize he chased the money changers out of the temple with a whip, right? You realize that he was an outlaw in a sense, because he was going into synagogues and was telling them that they were the synagogue of Satan. He was calling out religious leaders. You think he kept silent? How do you guys call yourselves Christians that say that? And you sit back and watch all this and think that you guys are living a false religion. You're not living Christianity. Christianity is delivering yourself up to be persecuted. It's not sitting back like a church mouse being all quiet and saying, "Yeah, I'm just going to keep my mouth shut." No, absolutely not. That couldn't be further from the truth. And all I know is, and I get a lot of people on my page that just talk reckless all the time. And I can tell you this, okay? Like the one guy I posted on there was showing, he said, "Oh, you're lucky I don't know where you live." Dude, go look into me. I don't care. Go find out where I live. Okay? You'll be pretty surprised. You want to come out to the boonies and come out to where I live and come out to my house? You're going to be in for a very rude awakening. I ain't afraid of none of you people. I've got on my side. So if people want to throw threats out there and do something about it. Come see me. I'm not afraid of you. Trust me. I've dealt with far more crazier, critical situations in my life. You're not scaring somebody like me at all. Okay? So And it even proves the point more. For the people that have been on my page for a while, you remember when that guy hit me up and I told him to meet me at my gym. I said, come put the gloves on. And then he says, oh, can I bring a gun? I said, why would you, for what? Well, I figured we could have a gunfight. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then it was hilarious. Another thing people like run for on my page is they're like, which I don't even know where you guys get this from. It just shows how people will just throw anything out there nowadays. They're like, okay, yeah, you couldn't run a mile, fat boy. And then I post a picture of myself. My arms are pretty well defined. Okay. I'm not fat. Okay. I'm actually in pretty decent shape for my age. And I post a picture of how cut up I actually am. And then he says, oh, well, those muscles ain't going to stop a bullet. And I'm like, well, there you go. You just said I can't run a mile. And now when I show you that I'm in pretty damn good shape, you say that you're going to bring a gun. That ain't going to stop a bullet. Well, we weren't talking bullets. You were talking like a tough guy, like you're going to do something. And that I'm probably because, you watch green screens and you look only from my neck up almost. And you see that my face may be puffier because I'm a 40-year-old man. Okay, we go through a lot of different things. I'm not in my 20s anymore. But don't let the puffy face fool you. Okay, I can outrun a lot of you people even at 40. You got to remember another thing too. Okay, I've been a millionaire since I was 30 and retired at 34. I haven't. Other than keeping in good physical shape, I haven't had to beat my body up. Okay. I used my brain instead of my back. So guess what? For 40 years old, my back is in good condition. For 40 years old, my knees are in good condition. A lot of 40-year-olds can't say that. They beat themselves down to death. So remember, okay, for 40 years old, I'm doing pretty damn good for my age. Okay. And like I'd said, people will just continue to run their mouth and they're free to do it. It's a free country. I don't hate on nobody for running their mouth. That's your right. If you don't like what I post, or if you just want to just talk shit to talk shit, then do it. I mean, that's your right. You can do it all you want. But don't get mad at me because of how bad your life is. That's another thing that's hilarious about the world we live in nowadays. People who talk shit just to talk shit, they are very insecure in their lives where they're at. It's guaranteed because you're not getting any attention. If you go look at these people that run their mouth pages, they barely get a like on a post. You're starved for attention. So you come on my page looking for it, which, I don't find that surprising at all, to be completely honest with you. These people are lames. They're mostly probably struggling to keep their head above water in a financial landscape that's taxing on everybody, both mentally and physically. So I don't blame nobody. I actually feel sorry for these people if you want to know the truth. It's just the world we live in nowadays. People are very cold. They're very rude. I made a video talking about that where I went out. That's almost why I don't really do shit no more. I don't go out or really do anything. I don't hang out with people because people are weird. People are next level weird nowadays, and I'm not here for it at all. I don't care. I'm a type of person, and because it's funny, I seen a post about it showed Tom Brady on his yacht by himself. It says, "Look at how lonely this guy is. He's on his $20 million yacht, and his kids ain't around him. Nobody's around him." And I said, "Well, you really think, okay, maybe he is lonely, maybe he is miserable, but I promise you, okay, the guy's on a $20 million yacht, and you guys know, I don't support none of these types of people, really. They're all in the club to get to that type of level. But the point is this, like, you don't have to drag somebody just because your life is miserable. That guy's out on a $20 million yacht, okay, driving around in Miami, and he, maybe he enjoys his company. That's another thing with people nowadays. They think that just because you're not around. See, that's actually a weakness. Needing to be around a bunch of people for validation or to make yourself feel better because you can't be by yourself and enjoy your own company. That's the definition of a loser to me, to be honest with you. People that can't be comfortable around themselves. When I was younger, I used to love to go to the movies by myself. I used to love to go do stuff by myself because I didn't constantly have somebody in my ear trying to shape my mind. I used to have time to just think about things in the world. I enjoyed it, and a lot of people do. So it's crazy how people press that on everybody else, like, because, you know, sometimes being alone is enjoyable for a lot of people. So stop pushing your own insecurities off on other people. If that's your worst nightmare, is being alone. I'm never alone because I have Jesus. As long as I have Jesus, I'm never alone. I don't care if I'm completely by myself for the rest of my life. I will never be alone, ever. But the point is this, okay? I don't go out of my way to go on nobody's page. I don't, you know, if I say something about somebody, it's because they're a liar, they're a perpetrator, they're trying to deceive people. The people I expose is for a reason, okay? These other people that go around talking shit on people's pages, they do it just to do it. They do it because they're bored. They do it because they don't get no attention where they're at, probably in their life or on their social media pages. So they do it. I don't go on nobody else's page talking shit. That's the main point. I'll make a video about somebody or expose somebody, and that just is what it is. I don't go on their page and go in their comments and start typing shit and acting stupid because I don't care. I'll go talk about you on my page, which is my right. So that's the difference. These other people are going out of their way to talk shit to people that are minding their own business. I'm minding my own business on my own page. You people should learn to do the same. The world is literally, okay, as we speak, the world is literally on fire. From Europe to what's going on over in Spokane, Washington, to you name it, okay? The world is literally on fire right now. And you people are out here arguing with me. That's what's wild. But unlike a lot of people out here that want to act like they're self-important, the truth is this, and this is what I'll tell everybody. Even with hundreds of thousands of followers across platforms, I'm a nobody. I don't care if I got millions of followers. I'm a content creator, okay? I'm a podcaster. I'm not a movie star, all right? Even if I was a movie star, I'm a human being just like the rest of you guys. I don't see myself as any better than anybody. I really don't. But I enjoy what I do. It's just really that simple. And that's why it's like, you guys will notice, for the people that notice, if anything, the people that have been following me can even probably vouch for this. If anything, I've tamed down a lot since I really started to take off. I've tamed down a lot. I was really fired up back about a year ago. I was fired up and really going in. I've chilled out a lot more because I realized that a lot of this stuff is all just a big smoke and mirrors game. And I'm not going to be inside of this game playing around anymore. I'm going to be on the outside of it. But that's the question you have to ask yourself. Are you going to allow yourself to be played with by other people, your mind deceived? I don't tell nobody to believe anything other than Jesus, that because I know that to be the truth. If you guys think I'm telling you to believe something, you do not know me or my show. I've clearly told people any real truther that really is for the truth will tell you to think for yourself. These other people don't do that, okay? They tell you what you need to believe. And I don't. I tell you to open your eyes to the world around you and use your own common sense. That's it.